In this video, I'm starting over with nothing on a brand new account and seeing if I could beat FC Mobile without using meta players in 100 hours or less. To do so, I have to reach Legendary 5 in head-to-head, but because I can't use meta players, this might be one of the hardest challenges I've ever done. Hopefully we could do it, but with that being said, let's get into it. Alright, here we are on the brand new account, and as always, I'm gonna have to do the account setup before we get into anything else. But before that, I just want to show you it's currently 2:50 p.m. on Monday, which means at 6:50 p.m. on Friday is when the challenge will end. But with that said, let's get into it. Okay, so the account setup is now done. I got my starting team, star player, and claim the welcome pack, but we won't be able to use many of those players because for this challenge, we can't use meta players. Now, the way I'm determining who's a meta player for this video is based on a set of rules that I've set for this challenge. I will put them up on the screen now, but to run through them very quickly, the first is no player on the team can have over a 3-star weak foot or 3-star skill moves. The second thing is not a single player on the team can have more than 110 pace. Now, while those 3 restrictions apply for every player on the team, we also have additional restrictions for each position. So for attackers, they can't have more than 110 dribbling and shooting. For midfielders, they can't have over 110 passing, dribbling, and defending. And for defenders, they can't have over 110 defending and physical. And finally, goalkeepers can't have over 110 diving and reflexes. These restrictions will ensure that I don't have any good or meta players in the team, but with that being said, let's build our first team. First up, we have Nesta, who is within all the restrictions. Same thing with Vlahovic, with his main weakness being the 3-star weak foot. Capdevila also meets the requirements. Same with Thibaut Courtois. Rudiger is going to be our other center back. Carvajal is going to be our right back. Chouameni meets the requirements, so he's going to go in at left center mid. Jan Couto is also eligible, so he's going in at right wing. And with that addition, that is it. The other bronze players are eligible as well, but this is our starting team. Now, while it doesn't look that bad, if we're trying to get all the way up to Legendary 5, this is going to be a really tough challenge, only using players with those restrictions. And so what I'm going to have to do for this challenge is find the best players in the game and on the market that fit into those requirements. I will likely not be able to play the same style of football that I usually do, but this will be a fun test for my abilities. So what I'm going to do for this challenge is I'm going to grind out live events, try to get coins, gems, and Mascherano so I can rank up some players, just so long as they stay within this stat cap. And then I'm also going to try to get as many gems to open packs, but specifically tradable packs so that I could go into the market and buy players that fit into the team. So that's going to be my plan for this challenge. And to start things off, I'm going to go now and find a league to get some rewards. Alright, so I was able to find a league that's currently at level 43 that I was able to hop into. So in here, we're going to get a couple players, I believe, and then maybe a few thousand gems. Then we could go and open up our first tradable pack for the challenge. So this one, we're going to get Brazil striker Al Hilal. Likely not going to be a player we could use. 107 rated Leonardo, very good. Unfortunately though, he does have a 4-star weak foot, plus he's over all of the stat limits, so we can't use him. But what about the center back? He's fine for weak foot and skill moves, but he is over 110 defending. So unfortunately we can't use either, but we did get 13 million coins from that and enough gems to open up this daily tradable pack. So let's get into it. 101 to 111. We will get a lot more gems tonight and tomorrow for tomorrow's update, but here we have, okay, it's going to be Sweden left back from, is that Hamburg? I could be wrong. 102 rated. Does he fit the team? If not, we could sell him, but he has a 3-star weak foot, 2-star skill moves, and he's within the stat limit, so maybe we will hang on to him. So that's actually a decent addition to the team, plus 11 overall. We're now up to an 82 overall team, but unfortunately there's no other upgrades we can make at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the live events, grind a bunch today, get as many rewards as possible so that tomorrow we have tons of gems to open up packs. Then we could get into head-to-head and work our way towards Legendary 5. So with that said, I'm going to leave things at that for today, and I'll see you tomorrow for another update. Alright, I'm back, and it is now 4:16 p.m. on Tuesday, and yesterday I was able to do quite a bit to set me up well for this challenge. So this is what the team now looks like. We're running the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. It is just a better formation, and all of the players that I've added in from yesterday all meet the requirements. So we have the new Mascherano in here, of course. We have the day 2 login reward Casillas, Kanhu, who I got, I believe, from an exchange, and then 2 players that I got from packs. So no crazy upgrades, but we're going to be able to do quite a bit today. So the first thing I did yesterday was create a secondary formation to try to get a high overall. I'm only doing this to get more gems. So today we should be able to hit a 96 overall, which means we will get another 1500 gems, I believe. Never mind, actually 2000 gems. And we're guaranteed to do that because I did something yesterday that will greatly increase the quality of our team. And what I did was go through and look at what grindable players I could get that fit the requirements. And I found 3 in the Icons Chronicle Hex set. The first one is going to be Blaze Matuidi. He's going to be our new CDM. I believe he has a 3-star weak foot, 3-star skill moves, and nothing is over 110, so he should be a decent addition because even though he isn't meta, he should be decent enough for a lot of head-to-head matches. So Blaze Matuidi was number 1. Number 2 was Icon Iker Casillas. Once again, with the goalkeepers and center backs, they're always going to have bad skill moves and bad weak foot, but the important thing is that he only had 101 diving and 104 reflexes. We might be able to train him up like 2 levels, but we're going to have to leave him after that. And then the third Icon Chronicle I was able to go for was the 98 rated Roy Keane, famous for not having the best weak foot, no skill moves, but he's going to be an absolute engine in the midfield. So we're going to put Casillas into the team. We're now up to an 88. Keane's going to go into left center mid, now up to a 90. Matuidi's going to go in for Mascherano, now at a 91. But with our secondary formation, we should for sure hit 96 overall. So there you go. We'll put Keane at center attacking mid, now up to a 96. And Blaze Matuidi, he's going to have to go in at left center mid. We're now at a 97. So very good progress. And of course, like I showed you earlier, we are now going to get 2000 extra gems out of here. So just for playing those Icons Chronicles, we added 3 great new players to the team, and hopefully they could carry us to Legendary 5. It's a bit of an ask, especially since I can't rank them up or train them up, but I think they will be good enough. So that's good. I will do a little bit more scouring today to see if I could get any other players out of there. The other thing I did yesterday was play through the Ragnarok event to get more rewards. So right here we have 1000 gems. Plus I'm going to be able to get a couple more things out of the reward path. Nothing crazy. We got the Mascherano, the training transfer tokens. We will get some shards here in a bit, but we're likely not going to get any players that we can use out of the new event since they're all fairly meta. But now that we've taken care of all the live events, it's now time to get into some extra time picks as well as packs to hopefully get good players for the team. We of course don't want anybody crazy or anybody meta, but we do want a few better players. So right out the gate, we have a 99 rated center mid. I'm going to go for Sabitzer, hoping that he fits the requirements. I probably should just check the requirements myself here in a second, but we'll just get into it. Second extra time pick, we get wingers, this time a center back. Once again, I'm hoping he fits the requirement. He should, because he's from an older event, but now we have the third one. Okay, 2 left backs and a goalkeeper. I'm going to go for the goalkeeper, once again, hoping his stats are okay. So luckily for us, the goalkeeper just barely fits the requirements, max 110 reflexes, and nothing is below that. So he's going to go in for Iker Casillas. Unfortunately, the center back doesn't fit it. He has 112 physical, and Sabitzer doesn't fit it either. He has a 4-star weak foot. So unfortunately, we're 1 for 3 out of those. I definitely should have checked whether they would fit the team. It is what it is. I'm going to put these players into the team though to hopefully get to 100 overall. We're currently at a 98. Never mind, we're now up to a 99. I don't know what, my game just glitched, I guess. But despite only being able to add 1 of 3, that is going to be a very important addition because we now have a player that's really close to the max rating that we can use. So that's good. The next thing we want to try to do is upgrade our center back, our right center mid, our right back, and especially center attacking mid. Plus, I do already have a striker in mind that I think I'm going to go for. I'll show you really quickly before we get into our packs. It is the 95 rated Gyökeres. Now, some people might say he is meta in game, but this version and all of the versions before this card only had a 3-star weak foot and 3-star skill moves. His later versions have the 5-star weak foot and like 4-star skill moves that make him absolutely broken, but at this point, he's not quite meta yet. So he's going to be a player that we go for. He's going to be our left-sided striker with the right foot being his strong foot, and then I'll likely stick with Vlahovic or even go for Endrick as our right striker since they're both left-footed. So that's pretty good. Let's get into our tradable packs though. We're only going to go for tradable packs so that we could actually buy the players we want, at least for now. So 101 to 111, we get Croatia, center attacking mid. Okay, Dynamo Kiev, I believe. What rating? 103 rated, 18 million. In total, we'll get about 18, 19 million. So that is not bad at all. I'm now going to get into 2 of these at a time, 97 to 111 tradable packs. Can we get walkouts? We actually do. Okay, this is a bit of a throwback. It's going to be, wait a second. Okay, for a second I thought it was going to be an icon. It is not. It's from Antwerp, 101 rated Hansen, and a 98 rated goalkeeper. Kimmich would be a great option for the team as well, but unfortunately he has a 4-star weak foot. If not, he would have fit, but it is what it is. So with those past 3 packs, we will definitely be able to get the Gyökeres that I was looking at before, but now we have a couple more tradable packs to get into. We went for, okay, we have another walkout, beautiful. It's going to be right mid. From Athletic Club rather. 107 rated Inaki Williams. 400 million coins. That is an incredible pack to get. We also get a 98 rated striker. Since we're not able to get anybody half decent in this game, we're actually going to be able to buy pretty much anybody that we need with that amount of coins. So I'm going to sell him off. I'm also going to trade in these other players that we just got. And with the sale of Inaki Williams, we already have 416 million coins. So we're now going to go in and buy the Gyökeres ranked up. There you go. Gyökeres has been added to the club. And as I said earlier, he's going to go in at the left striker. We're now up to 93 overall. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to use his skill points. Let's see if it increases his base stats by too much. Let's see if we're able to add some dexterity to him. 102 rated. Okay, we can. So we're going to do that one more time. He's now up to 104 pace. So we should be able to train him up maybe once or twice, and that's going to be about it. Yeah, so we could train him up 2 times. He now has 110 pace, which is going to be the max. So it unfortunately leaves us with him having 93 shooting, 98 dribbling, and 97 physical, but I think he will be good enough to play well in head-to-head matches. So Gyökeres is one great addition to the team, but we need quite a few more players, so I just went out and found a bunch of players that fit the requirements. So for a center attacking mid, we're gonna go for this man here, Fernandez. I'm gonna put in a bid. Hopefully we could buy him in a reasonable amount of time, but he fits all the criteria, nothing over 110, whilst the stats are pretty good. His traits are pretty good. 3-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot. He looks like a pretty decent card, but by no means is he meta, so he's going to be added to the team. We're also going for Taram as well. Once again, got lucky with him being a 3-star weak foot, 3-star skill move player, but as you can see, despite his stats all around being very good, nothing is over 110, so he's not really going to match up well against the best teams in the game, so we'll see how that goes when we get to it. But the final couple players I want to go for are all defenders. The first of which being Philip Lahm, 3-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot, nothing over 110. I really want Carvajal because the stats are a little bit better, but he is quite expensive, so I'm not going to go for him quite yet. If we do get more coins though, I will go for him, but for now, we're going to go for Philip Lahm. And then the final 2 players for the team are both center backs. We're going to go for this guy here. Never heard of him before, but he does fit the requirements. 3-star weak foot, 2-star skill moves, and despite having 107 and 109, not quite out of the range. And then the final player I'm going for is this 103 rated but ranked up player, 3-star skill moves, 2-star weak foot, 110 defending, so at the max, but he does look like a half decent player. So far we have Lahm and how do you pronounce it? Jingan, I believe that's how you pronounce it, is what it is. Let's add them to the team. This will boost our overall quite a bit and we'll for sure hit 100 overall here on our secondary formation. We got Lahm, we're up to a 101, perfect, and then we'll put him in there still at a 101. But of course this team is the one that matters most, so that's great because we're now going to get a few more gems over here. I believe it's another 2,000. Yes it is 2,000 gems, but of course the formation we really need to upgrade is this one here. So what I'm going to do today, now that I have a better team once the other players are bought, is I'm going to get into some head-to-head matches. I already played a couple matches. I've been playing against only bots, so it's been pretty easy. Won all my games 4 or 5-0. So with an upgraded team, we should definitely cruise through these first few divisions, but it's when we get into the semi-pros here, like the semi-pro 1 and then into the pros, that we'll start playing a lot of real people and those players will likely be better. So hopefully we will do relatively well, but the last thing I'm going to do today before we end things off is I'm going to get into one more pack 97 to 111 to see if we can get another player worth a lot of coins, because then I could go out and buy better players like the Carvajal. So we get Spain this time, center back. From Valencia, I have no clue. I don't think it's gonna be crazy. 100 rated, 15 million coins. Does he fit the criteria though? He does. Wow. So he might have to be our second center back. We will see here in a second. I can't remember who we have at the other center back position. Yeah, we have Nesta in at center back, so we're gonna put him in there. Like you just saw, he has only a 3-star weak foot, 2-star skill moves, 108 defending, 104 physical. That works out perfectly. So this is the team we're going to be rocking with. Of course, we're gonna get our center attacking mid and center mid in the a little bit, but so far for not being able to use any meta players, I think we're doing pretty good. So with that said, I'm going to get into the grind today, and I'll see you tomorrow for another update when we hopefully have more rewards and can slightly improve on the players that we currently have despite them not being meta. Alright, I am back and it is now 6:58 p.m. on Wednesday, and yesterday I was actually able to make a decent amount of progress in head-to-head. As you can currently see, we're in Pro 4. So we're close to about halfway through the progress we need to make, and things have been going relatively well. As you can see, I have all wins, at least in my recent results. I don't think I've lost a game so far, maybe one, but we have matches where it's 7-0, 6-0. My most recent ones are 3-0 and 3-1, and I've played 4 or 5 real people already, so this team has actually gone up against some decent opponents. Now, as for the team, this is what it's looking like. The only things we have done since yesterday was being able to actually buy the Thuram and the Fernandez, so they're now in the team. I gotta say, Thuram is really good. Fernandez is incredible, but he's oftentimes drifting from the left into the middle, but his right foot is his weak foot, and I gotta say, it's pretty bad. I think I've missed 3 or 4 shots well over the bar now with his right foot, so that's been a bit of a problem. But as for the rest of the team, it's played relatively well. Keane has been a pretty good box-to-box midfielder, and then my strikers have been pretty good. Surprisingly, Vlahovic is the main man scoring most of the goals, but Gyökeres is able to hold off a decent amount of defenders, which makes him pretty useful for hold-up play, and then he just passes it off to Vlahovic. I've also gotten lucky that a couple of my opponents have just been making mistakes and whatnot, so they've given me some goals, but for the most part, a lot of it is just playing slower, making good 1-2 passes, and work my way up the pitch, and then bag the goals that I can make. So that's been the game plan. For the most part, it's been working, but I gotta say, when we get into the higher levels, it's going to be really tough playing the 110 or higher rated teams. Now, something I did think about is we might be playing mainly lower rated teams just because we ourselves are lower rated, so that might make things a little bit easier, but the closer we get to FC Champion, the harder it's going to be for sure. So in order to help us out with that, we're going to open up a couple packs today. We're going to do the tradable 101 to 111. There's currently 3 challenge mode events out that I could do to get 9,000 gems, so I will do that later on. Do we get Maradona? Left wing? Okay, I have no clue. But as I was saying, after the 3 challenge mode events, I'll be able to get 9,000 gems as well as a ton of market pick tokens. So when the new market pick refreshes this week, we can open up that 10,000 market pick. So that is something to look forward to. We're also going to have the Grassroot Greats promo come out today as well. So hopefully we could get some decent players out of there that have the requirements of 3-star weak foot, 3-star skill moves, and of course 110 max on any of their ratings. It's unlikely, but you can hope. But the final few things we're going to do today is first, I'm going to do 3 of these market picks, or extra time picks rather, so that we get a couple players, because with these players, we're then going to be able to open up a 5,000 market pick, which is what we want to do, because we'll either get a decent amount of shards out of there, a decent amount of gems, a decent amount of coins, or a pretty good player because it guarantees 108 plus. So nothing out of these picks, which is fun, but of course, because we don't need any of these players, we could just put them all into the exchange. 5,600, that's what we got. We're also going to get probably 15-20 mil for that left wing. I can't remember how much he was, but for today, the pick we're going to do is the 5,000 pick. So let's get into it. EA, can you please give us a crazy card? Maybe. Okay, 2 tradable 105s though, which is actually pretty good. I'm going to go for the 105 rated Vogt. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Hopefully it is. He is 26.6 million coins, which isn't bad. And I don't know if he fits the requirements. I feel like we already looked at him yesterday or a couple days ago. Yeah, he has too much defending, too much physical. He would meet the weak foot and skill moves, but it is what it is. So that's going to be another 23 million coins added to the club. And we also have the 103 rated left wing plus a couple 86s to put into the exchange here. So in total, we're making what, like 40 million, maybe more. My math might not be mathing, but either way, we're now up to 177 million coins, and now what we could do with that today or tomorrow is go out into the market and try to find the best non-meta players in the game. I think right now Matuidi is going to be great at CDM. Keane is very good in the midfield. Thuram is someone I don't want to touch either, but maybe in the future I'm going to look for a better Vlahovic. I know Carvajal was a player I was looking for. Lam's pretty good, but maybe we go for Carvajal, and then of course maybe we go for a better left back so we could sell this one off as well. We will see. But with that, we're going to leave the team the way it was yesterday. I'm going to have to go look for those players later today and tomorrow. But to show you how the team is playing, let's get into a head-to-head match, and hopefully we could win it. Hopefully we don't play a crazy team. I also forgot to mention, as for the live events, I'm playing through some of it, not a bunch of it. The live events won't help us out much in this challenge, simply because the range of players we could use is quite limited. Anyways, we already saw that the team's going to be pretty good that we're facing, and we're away. So, oh no, fully trained up, all level 20, 25 training. That's a problem. Let's see how this match goes. Luckily, I do have a few star shields that we could use, but this might be our first loss. All right, this is not looking good. They're probably going to go for the power shot. Yes, they are. That's fine, though. Gave back possession. Good. Now we could go wide. Vlahovic has no pace, but can he... Okay, that was way too easy for them. Okay, luckily we got that. Can we go over the top? Is he onside? Can he stay with the ball? No. Okay. Can we make the run? Look at that. Gyökeres is actually away. I'm going to go near post here. Can he get the goal? No. No, I should have maybe gone far post. Gyökeres? Or that's Keane, sorry. I just flicked up. Can we actually hit a shot, though? Oh, what a save. Wow. All right, they have a corner in the final minute of the game. This could be really dangerous. Don't do it. Oh, no. I had so many opportunities, and now we're going to lose because of that. Yep. Well, unfortunately, I think that's our first loss. As you can see, they have a Versattack FC champion, so they were a half-decent player. We managed to get all the way till the very end at 0-0, but lost the game. So that's a tough loss, but I am going to get back into it today and grind some more. Hopefully tomorrow I will have made it through the pro ranks and be in the world class ranks. I'd like to be at world class 3 by Friday so that we could really go for the final few ranks. I think that is 100% possible, but you never know until we get there. So with that being said, I'm going to hop into the grind, make more gems, make more coins, get better players, and I'll see you tomorrow for another update when we've hopefully made some decent progress. Alright, I'm back, and it is now 10:08 p.m. on Thursday, so it's a pretty late update today, but yesterday we were able to make a lot of progress. So as you can see, I'm currently in Pro 1, and I have one win to reach World Class 5. Now, of course, yesterday I said I wanted to be in World Class 3 by now, but that's okay. I'm going to grind a little bit more after today's recording, but we are one win away from World Class, which is very good. That's going to be the final stage that we have to go before we complete the challenge. And before we do that, we have quite a few things to do with the team and with the account. So first off, this is what the team is looking like. Nobody has changed except for one player. I bought a better version of Vlahovic because his other card was like 93 pace. I was getting cooked by every defender, so I had to get him. Plus today, as our daily login reward, we somehow got a player that perfectly matches every single criteria. Maxed out at 110 defending and physical, 3-star weak foot, 3-star skill moves, perfect. So he's going to go in for the left center back there. Doesn't matter what our rating is, but that is a great addition to the team. I did not expect us to get someone else today. Now, I did spend like an hour or two looking through the market to see if we could get other players in different positions, but nobody that would really upgrade the team and make it that much better. And especially in the striker position, there really isn't anybody that can make more of a difference than Gyökeres. Now, there are some players. I do have one player on the watch list that I might get, but Gyökeres's maxed 110 pace is very important for us. So he's been doing really well so far. A lot of his finesse shots are going in. If I power it up too much, he oftentimes hits the bar or it doesn't go in, but for the most part I've been channeling our attacks through him. The rest of the squad is half decent, but the 3-star weak foot is really killing me. I think I've missed about 10 or so goals just in the past 10 to 12 matches from poor weak foot shots. So it is what it is. As I showed you before, we are one win away from world class, which is amazing. We only have 1 star shield left because I've picked up a couple losses. We have 1 there and the other one doesn't show, but I think I've picked up 1 or 2 more losses. So things haven't been that easy. Luckily, EA have given me a couple AI opponents and a couple opponents that are more on my level team-wise, but still most people's teams are quite overpowering, so they are difficult matches. Of course, as I talked about yesterday, we do have a new live event, the Grassroot Great Event. Not much that we're going to care about getting out of here. I haven't really played it at all, but there is a new featured section that came out with it that's actually decent. So as you can see here, you get a Carlos Tevez, which is very good. Unfortunately, he does have, I believe it's 4-star skill moves. He would have fit all the requirements, but the skill moves puts him over. But we're also going to get some gems out of here, and maybe tomorrow we'll also get a Mascherano. So not too bad as far as live events go. I also have 14,000 gems because I got some gems from our league yesterday as well as from division rivals. So I was actually able to get a decent amount of rewards despite how little we've played of the other parts of the game. So all around things are pretty good, but today we of course want to do a few more tradable packs to see if we could get any decent players and then also some extra time picks. So we do get a walkout, very promising. Could it? Okay, I think I can't remember who it is, but I don't think it's a high rated card. 101 rated, he goes for 15 million. So that's not bad. We're now going to get into an untradeable player just because I want to see what we could get out of this pack. 105 to 111 of the new promo. Can we get something good? First time I'm seeing this animation, I think. We get Italy, center back. I have no clue. 105, yeah, 105 rated. Does he fit? No, he has way too much defending, physical, and he has a 4-star weak foot, so nowhere close. But we still have 7,000 gems, so let's get into 3 tradable packs to end off. Can we get 1 walkout? Yes, we do. Okay, it's going to be a pitch beats. We get Portugal. Left mid. Okay, for a second I'm like, is Leao a left mid in this? But I think he's left wing. We get João Mario, all 15 million. That's okay. But with that pack, as well as the one that we opened up earlier today, and getting that center back out of the team, we have another 75 million that we can add to the club, which is very good. We're now up to 241 million. So I'm not sure if I'm going to buy anybody tonight or tomorrow. I will think about it. I will try to get better players that are better than the ones we have right now. Okay, this isn't good. But as I was saying, to get better players than what we have right now is a little bit difficult because of the requirements, since none of them can actually be meta. So unfortunately the card we just packed isn't good either. He's got the right stats, the right skill moves, but not the right weak foot. So that's unfortunate, but as I was saying, I might add 1 addition to the team, not quite sure yet, but that would pretty much be it. And the only addition I'm looking into, or the only 2 rather. First, for the right striker, I'm looking at Minte, so we could get some maxed out pace with decent dribbling, although the Vlahovic that we currently have trained up is actually pretty good. And then the other player would be a new left striker. We have this guy here with a little bit, actually I couldn't do training, but I could use skill points just on pace and dribbling, which would allow me to get like 110 in all 3 categories roughly. But he's not as strong as Gyökeres, so I'm not sure if I'm going to go for him yet. I might buy him and just try him out anyways. We might as well do that. Alright, we picked him up for 48.3 million. Let's now add him to the club, and then we're going to try him out in our match for today. So we'll put him into the team up to a 104. That's pretty decent, but let's go over here. I'm going to use it just on dexterity. I hope that doesn't push me over 110. And then I thought maybe I'd have something for dribbling, but unfortunately I don't. So with that one, yeah, he's at 110 pace, 110 shooting, 107 dribbling. That's actually pretty good. Let's try him out in our game today and see how things go, and crossing our fingers we don't come up against a 110 plus team. I've faced 4 or 5 of them already. No, actually more than that. Maybe 6 or 7. But luckily we actually got an equally rated team. Or an equally rated opponent rather. So this is the team we're going to use. What is the team they're going to use? Okay, it's going to be a 3-back. Fascinating. I think we should be able to win this match. Ball into the box. Can we get over everybody? No, we do not. That's okay though. Fernandez, left foot. What a goal. What a goal from the center attacking mid. I don't think I've scored with him at all. Maybe I'm wrong, but that was a great goal. All right, we might have another opportunity here. I'm going to lay it off one more time to our center attacking mid. Lay it off to Keane. I'm actually going to try to do something crazy here. Good, feed him in the box. Oh, but it is going to be a penalty. Okay, we have Vlahovic taking the pen. There you go, 2-0. All right, we have our new striker on the ball here. He does feel a little bit better than Gyökeres. To be fair though, Gyökeres, his main attribute is his strength. We got the ball there from Vlahovic. I'm going to take a shot from far out. What a goal. 3-0. And I think my opponent might have given up. I think they're just letting the AI play at this point, yeah. So, can we hit another one with Vlahovic? Yeah, we can. 4-0. This is an easy match. And that's the end of the match. We won 4-0. And with that, we are now going to be promoted into world class. There you go. We finally get the blue trophy. Perfect. So we are now into world class 5. We kept our 1-star shield, so we're all good to go. We just got another one, so now we have 2. And now the real grind starts, because we're going to have to go from this to legendary 5 in the next 24 hours or so. There aren't going to be many changes that I want to make to the team, but I am going to take some time today and tomorrow morning to look through the market to see if we can make any small improvements on the team, but for the most part, this is the team we're going to be using. And as I go, I'm going to play every single promotion match for you guys live to show you how our team's playing. Hopefully we don't have too many losses along the way, but either way, this is a fun challenge to take on. So with that, I'm going to leave things at that for today. I will see you tomorrow when we get back into the grind and hopefully be able to reach Legendary 5 with our no meta players allowed team. So I'll see you then. Alright, I'm back and it is now 2:47 p.m. on Friday, so we're a few hours away from the end of the challenge and we're currently in World Class 3 in head-to-head. So I told you yesterday that I would show you or do every single promotion match live from Legendary or World Class 5, sorry, to Legendary 5, but instead I got into a groove last night. I played a handful of matches and was able to reach World Class 3. So we're currently one win away from reaching World Class 2. We're going to do the promotion match here in a second, but first I just want to show you what's going on with the account. So yesterday I didn't grind any of the live events. I've kept the team the exact same, except I've made Castellanos a permanent addition to the team. Even though he isn't as strong as Gyökeres, his 110 pace shooting and 107 dribbling makes him way more silky on the ball and allows him to get off shots that I found Gyökeres just couldn't. And another huge thing about Castellanos is the fact that he makes incredible off the ball runs. Now Gyökeres would run into channels, but Castellanos is playing great 1-2 football and he's linked up incredibly well with their center attacking mid Fernandez as well as Vlahovic. Him and Vlahovic together have just been incredible. So despite our team not being meta and being fairly bad, considering everybody has 3-star weak foots or less, the teams actually play decently well and I've had quite a bit of fun playing this way. So as you can see in our last 10 matches, we don't have any losses, which is a huge shock to me. A lot of 4-0 wins, 3-0 wins and whatnot, which is good to see. But of course, what matters is reaching Legendary 5. Now, if we were going for Legendary 3 or FC Champion, I think we would definitely get knocked back because you can't use the star shields in those levels, and the teams we'd be facing would 100% be 110 plus every single time. But luckily for us in World Class, we're facing teams like this one where it's a little bit worse than ours, and although they likely have more meta players than we do, it's actually a fair matchup. So that's our opponent's team. I have a suspicion this is actually an AI opponent. We will see, but that team's not good. This team is an outlier though. I think most of the teams I've been facing have been 100 to like 105 overall, a couple 110s I believe. You would have seen when I went through all of my past match data, but this should be a game that we can win here. Although they are playing better than the AI would, so it's definitely a real player. Alright, we got the ball here with Thuram. I'm going to lay it off to Vlahovic. He's been playing incredible balls off to Castellanos, just like that one there. And he's just fast enough to get away from defenders. There you go, 1-0. Alright, another opportunity here. We're just going to play the same play that I've been doing every single time. It works every time, which is funny to see, but hit the right foot. There you go. 2-0. Okay, we have the ball here with Fernandez in the middle. I'm going to go to Thuram. I see a run happening there by Keane into the center for Vlahovic. Can he get the shot off? What a beautiful goal by our team. But that is the end of the match. We won 3-0. And with that, we're now going to be promoted up into World Class 2. There you go. So we earned a star. And then with our next win, we'll get 2 stars. So we only need 2 more wins now to reach World Class 1. So I'm going to get into this match and hopefully we'll win it. And I'll see you after that for our next promotion match. Alright, I'm back and I just won the game. We won 5-1. It was a relatively easy, scored a crazy goal with Vlahovic, but all of that is done. Let's now get into our second promotion match for today, and then hopefully we're only 3 wins away from reaching Legendary 5. That would be amazing, and we get it done a couple hours ahead of schedule. So here is my next opponent's team. Hopefully we could win this match. Alright, got the ball through the center here. I'm gonna lay it off to Vlahovic. I just did too much there. If I would have ran straight, it would have been easier. We'll do that this time though. There you go. Vlahovic get the shot off with the left foot. Beautiful goal, 1-0. Alright, we have the ball here with Keane. This player here is making a run. That's our center attacking mid. Beautiful. I'm going to lay one off for Vlahovic. Vlahovic, left foot. What a goal. This team is actually playing really well. And that's the end of the match. We won 2-0. So we are now going to be promoted up into World Class 1. There you go. And yeah, we only have to win 2 more matches and we will be in Legendary 5. We do get a walkout here though. Can it be someone that we get add to the team? Would that happen at the very end of this challenge? We get a German center back. I have no clue. It's going to be Bell. Does his stat? Never mind. Too much defending, too much physical. That's okay. So I'm going to get into this match, and if I win it, we will have one more to go. All right, so luckily we won that game pretty easily. We got another rage quit, and I scored a crazy header with Vlahovic. But now we are one win away from Legendary 5. So let's get into it. I assume this is going to be the hardest opponent I've ever played against. Yeah, another probably 107, 108 rated team, and we're away, so this might be a challenging match. Luckily, we do have one star shield left, I believe, but this could be a tough game. Yeah, those players are pretty good. But let's see if we could do it and complete the challenge right now. They gave the ball back to us though. Back to our striker. Can Vlahovic get there? Yes, he can. Into our striker, hit the finesse shot. What a goal in the 89th minute. That could win the game for us, and that could secure completion of this challenge. And that is the end of the match. We win it 1-0. That's amazing. So at 3:22 p.m. on Friday, we were able to complete the challenge. We have a couple hours left, but we got it done ahead of schedule. There you go, 2 stars. And now we're going to see Legendary 5, the beautiful purple trophy. There you go. We have done the challenge. I'm surprised we were able to do it that easily. I thought it would be a little bit harder. If I ever do this again, I'll maybe try for FC Champion. That would be difficult, but this is the final team that took us there, that allowed us to reach Legendary 5. Just for everyone who might be curious, these are the stats and the players that I used. 3-star weak foot, 3-star skill moves. Nobody is over 110, as I said in the beginning. Nobody has a 3-star weak foot or 3-star skill moves. This center attacking mid was incredible. I just realized now he had 110 dribbling, which really helped with this challenge. So as you can see there, Roy Keane, brutal skill moves. Matuidi was amazing despite his stats being pretty poor. Tauram was actually really good. Very strong player. Once again, not meta though. If he had a better weak foot and better skill moves, he would definitely be meta, but he's not meta the way he is. That left back came in clutch quite a bit. This center back was amazing. We got really lucky with them releasing him randomly as a daily login reward, so we got lucky with that. Another great center back as well. In the beginning, we were going to go for Carvajal, but didn't need him. Lam was amazing. He made some clutch tackles in this grind, and then here is our goalkeeper. As you can see, everybody fit the requirements. This is a team that took us to Legendary 5. I had a lot of fun doing this challenge. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop a like. If you're a new, subscribe. Let me know what challenges I should try next in the comment section down below. But with that being said, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.